I mean, like, yeah, that's sort of what you'd expect, right? Oops. Sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. So yeah, just switched over to GLES 3 for the GPU particles, basically. That other than that, like, I don't need it. Obviously, it's not making a difference, but yeah, just the particles were killing my productivity. It's hard. I think it's pretty hard to make a good-looking game without some form of particles, unless you want to do just like really well-drawn sprites, but I just don't have the time to do that. So a few of these effects are actually still using CPU particles. I need to update them. So like, for instance, the box effect, that's something we can do quickly as well. Switch those over. Yeah, but the thing is I'm guessing, is there any reason why you're still on GLES 2? Is it for the HTML export? Okay, I'm going to start committing some stuff. So our touch buttons are still screwed up, and I don't really know what to do about that. Okay, so all of this stuff is useful. So we can say zoom out and ahead of player relative to velocity, right? Update control theme. That's an easy one to do. All of these shortcuts can die a horrible, horrible death. Thank God. This little bit here, so I think this we can actually uncomment now that it's working. So we can get rid of that. Fair enough. Haven't needed, don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Well, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Can I not just Command K it away? Nope. Wow. What if it's a whole block of comment? Does that work? Ah, haha. Interesting. Interesting little quirk going on there. So this is a void function as well. I don't know what the syntax recommends here. Mix tabs and spaces. Oh my. Where on earth is that happening? Oh, there. Oh, spaces used before tabs. Is that everywhere? Oh, fuck, it's everywhere. Yeah, no, I mean, that's a void return, right? Yeah, it's just a spacing issue. Okay, where's that coming from? That button up system. Have you done any or much GUI stuff? I've noticed there's a weird issue where my buttons essentially stop at a certain point in the game. My buttons will just stop responding to mouse events. No. It's been driving me absolutely insane. Okay, so this is a boolean. Do that. Oops. This is where all that crap's coming from. Oh, that's interesting. How would signals get disconnected? All right, I'll show you. I'll show you where we're getting to. So,
Phase 1. Collect stars and weapons.
So you can see here, these are disabled now. They're not receiving input. However, if we bring our panels behind our screen, it's basically see those buttons are now receiving input. Oh, now it's working. That's really weird. So that's been since I rebuilt the screen system. So we've got this panel manager, right? So this panel manager work on piles. If objects move in the hierarchy, they'll get disconnected, right? Have a panel in front of the buttons. So essentially I need to hide, right? So let's have a look. Panel manager. Oops. Change phase. No, that's all we do. In the panel manager, on panel finished, I think what we want to say here is say visible equals false, right? Visible equals false, and then here we just say visible equals true. But I set the mouse to ignore on that element. Huh. Wow, that seems to have done it.
Phase 1. Collect stars and weapons.
Cool. And then let's just check that our weapon system is reconnected as well.
Fight.
Nice. Oh, what? What happened here? Action, player, shoot, press, false. That's the tooltip, interestingly enough. So something's pausing that update. That's very interesting. Okay, but that's quite close to what we want. Ooh. I had an idea. What if that fire shield has its rotation relative to the player's rotation? So I think what's happening is on shoot button down, shoot button press is true. If can shoot, start charge. So that starts the sound. And then we emit. Right, updated.
Phase 1. Collect stars and weapons.
Let's see if our drag system is still working. No, it's not. I disabled that. Okay. So in our viewport, interesting. Oh shit, we disabled the GUI on this. Okay, so I need to go into the scene. Alternatively, we could get the viewport drag from the P1 screen instead of the viewport, which I think is nicer. Right, we don't need any of this stuff up here. So if I attach a script and call this screen, and that way I think it's going to be a lot faster because we don't need to interpret GUI events through into the game world. We're only ever working it out relative. Replay recording. How did you go about that? Rect size. How did you do that? I'm quite interested. Record the input on every physics frame. Huh. Yeah, I suppose it would work. Oh. Okay, so this is now going to allow us to, when you're using the touchscreen to shoot.
Phase 1. Collect stars and weapons.
And you should be able to drag slightly. Or are we disabling the mouse on here as well? Whoa. Something went weird.
Phase 2. Fight.
Huh. What did we just do?
Collect stars and weapons. Phase 2. Fight.
So for this weapon system,
Fire shield.
I had this idea that if you drag on the screen, you should be able to aim slightly. However, it doesn't really seem to be working anymore, does it? All right, let's see what we can commit. So player disable input. Okay, so that one there, that can die. Okay, so all of this is just pretty much GUI systems and updates. So we won't be able to do that. That doesn't look right. Main. Don't know why it keeps setting its margins to weird stuff.